Ford has found their next O'Reilly Auto Parts Series team. Brad Keselowski is questionable for the Daytona 500, and according to Chris Rice, many may not like the new playoff format NASCAR is bringing forth. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin NASCAR. I'm your host, Andrew. Happy holidays once again. Hope you're having a very merry Christmas season. To be honest, I did not know if I was going to be making another episode for you guys on this show, but here I am recording this on Christmas Eve. You'll probably be hearing this on Christmas Day, this episode at least. So, hope you are having a very, very merry Christmas, and I can guarantee that there will be more episodes coming out around New Year, or at least before the beginning of New Year. I do have some ideas for what I want to do before that. So anyways, I'm here for another episode number 76 of Talkin NASCAR, at least in the first season of this show. So anyway, we have a bunch of news that I have to talk about, mostly some minor stories that I want to break down and have my thoughts on. Also, real quick before I jump into this, I do apologize if my mic audio is a little bit different compared to other episodes. My regular mic is not working right now, so I had to go to my backup microphone. So if the audio does sound a little bit different, that's the reason why I had to go to my backup microphone, which was the first microphone I started with, and it is definitely not the best quality of audio, but I think it sounds cool at least, and it's a microphone that's not just the earbuds I use when I'm having to listen back to the audio when I am going back to edit the episodes I usually post. So I apologize for the audio being a little bit different and maybe not as crystal clear, but it's the sacrifice I had to make for this episode to get this out to you guys. Anyways, getting to our first story of the episode, we got the entry list for the Chili Bowl Nationals, the famous dirt midget races that we are going to be having coming up very, very soon. We got the entry list for those, and a couple NASCAR drivers are in the field, but Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell are once again highlighting the main entry list for this year once again. Kyle Larson, multi-time Chili Nationals winner, along with Christopher Bell, both NASCAR Cup Series drivers who got their start in racing on the dirt. So, very accomplished dirt racers. We'll see how they do in the Chili Bowl Nationals. Hopefully, no one gets injured. We saw many big crashes last year. I think Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got into a pretty big crash last year. Didn't suffer any injuries, so he was able to race this past season in 2025 unimpeded by any injuries. So just hopefully no injuries. We would love to see these NASCAR drivers out on track, especially in the Cup Series. Never like to see some the NASCAR Cup Series regulars out due to injuries and some extracurriculars. But regardless, good luck to Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson in the Chili Bowl Nationals coming up very, very soon. Next up, going back to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Big Machine Racing has found their replacement for Nick Sanchez for the 2026 full-time season. Patrick Staropoli will be filling that seat next season. Patrick Staropoli, what I believe ran full-time in the ARCA Menard Series this past season in 2025. Didn't really amount to much success, but also made some NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races. Actually started some races, I believe, in 2025. He may have run a truck race here or there with Toyota, so he was more featured in the Toyota system overall. But he will be replacing Nick Sanchez in that number 48 car full-time next season. And just like off the bat, I mean, the logic does not add up. I mean, you're replacing Nick Sanchez, a guy that got Big Machine Racing a win at Atlanta earlier this year. Got them, I believe, their fourth or fifth win in their company's history. So the logic already does not seem to add up. Just replacing the guy that won a race for you, a team that doesn't get very many wins often, that logic automatically does not add up. And add to the fact, Patrick Stolopoli does not have a lot of NASCAR experience. I believe that, again, 2025 may have just been his first full-time season in any of the three national series or any of the regional series, whether that be ARCA or any of the Wheel and Dirt series overall. So this does not make up or add up logically in my head. Maybe it adds up more in some other people's head. Maybe this adds up for the Big Machine Racing owner group. And I could possibly see this being that Patrick Storopoli brings more sponsorship and funding more than a guy like Nick Sanchez. that may just be the reality we are facing here. I mean, Nick Sanchez, for the majority of his Truck Series career with Rev Racing in the Truck Series, was funded mostly by Gainbridge, a corporate sponsor that kind of invested in the team. So it was just one primary sponsor. They didn't follow him up to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series with Big Machine Racing. He was having to rely on the team's own companies, the team owner's own companies, to fund the car. So realistically, you're not really making any money from sponsorship overall. So that's probably the reason why they replaced Nick Sanchez and went with Patrick Storopoli overall. He may bring more sponsorship and funding with him compared to Nick Sanchez. So I hate that's the way NASCAR, at least in the lower divisions, are, and even in the Cup Series. I mean, just look at Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon and their relationship with sponsors and family members. Just look at that. I hate that's the way NASCAR is nowadays. Whoever brings the biggest check is the driver that gets the ride. I hate that's how it is, but it's just the way it is right now, and I guess that's just life. C'est la vie, I guess. Anyway, so I'm very disappointed this is who Big Machine Racing went with. I'm hoping the best for Nick Sanchez, and I'm not rooting against Patrick Storopoli. I'm just puzzled by the logic that comes with replacing Nick Sanchez with Patrick Storopoli. So wishing the best of luck to Patrick Storopoli and Nick Sanchez, but the logic just does not add up in my head. Next up, Ford has found their next O'Reilly Auto Parts Series team in Hettinger Racing, and they will be going full-time in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series next season with Ford. They will be running the number 5 car full-time next season. They are owned by second-generation racer Chris Hettinger. Chris Hettinger and his team actually, I believe, made a couple starts in the Craftsman Truck Series, I believe in 2024 and 2025. I believe they acquired Brett Holmes' team after he sold off his team and also made a start this year, but didn't make many other starts besides the race at Daytona. But now they'll be jumping up to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series full-time next season. They've also acquired the owner's points from the number 70 Cope Family Racing car that owned by Derek Cope. So they have acquired the ownership points from that team, and they will be allowed to compete. They will make the show actually for the race, the opening season's race at Daytona on February 14th. So by all accounts, I guess this team will be going full-time racing next season. Again, not very many expectations. There weren't many details announced. Besides that, obviously they're going full-time racing this season with Ford. They will be getting support from Roush Yates Engines. They will be the engine supplier, which is huge for the team because, I mean, besides that, I don't know who really owns who they're getting their engines from, to be honest. So getting support from Roush Yates Engines, the primary supplier of engines for Ford, is very, very big. They did not give any more details, like I said, besides that, but they did say that driver and partnership announcements and plans will come before the January 27th and 28th test at Rockingham. So they will have some partnership and driver plans set in stone before then, so they got about a month before they have to get those plans set in stone, and maybe they already have them. They're just waiting on that announcement. So we'll have to wait and see who they put in that car. I imagine it'll be kind of what Sigma Performance Services Racing has going on with their full-time O'Reilly Auto Parts Series program. I imagine they're not going to be looking for a full-time driver. I imagine they're going to be looking to fill their seat with Cup Series guys and maybe some Truck Series guys like Ty Majeski, Ben Rhodes, guys like that. I imagine that's what they're probably going to do, kind of follow that similar style, because I imagine it's going to be pretty hard to find a full-time Ford driver. I mean, there may be options out there that we're just not aware of, but this is probably what I see happening for Hettinger Racing next season. Chris Hettinger also made a statement. He said, quote, "This is about putting our race team in the right place at the right time. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series has incredible momentum. It features great racing, and the series gets significant exposure thanks to the coverage from the CW. Combining that platform with the support of Ford Racing and Roush Yates Engines gives us the opportunity to grow our program into one that competes at a national level." And Doug Yates, the CEO of Roush Yates Engines, also said, quote, "I've been impressed with what Chris Hettinger has already built, and Roush Yates Engines is proud to be a part of Hettinger Racing's future growth. Chris is a racer and a very good businessman who is taking a smart and methodical approach to 2026. All of us at Roush Yates Engines are committed to him and his vision for Hettinger Racing." And again, they will be guaranteed a spot into the season opening race, the United Rentals 300, on February 14th at Daytona. So they will be in the show. So good luck to Hendra Racing. I'm interested to see who they'll put in that car. We'll just have to wait and see who they put in there for next season. Moving on, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, a road course in Canada, announced that they have a new ownership group coming in to invest in the facility, led by Peter Thompson, Chris Pfaff, and Alec Kirstiich. I believe I'm saying that last name correctly. The current owner, led by Miles Brandt, will continue to remain in place as the partial partner of Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. They did not announce any plans at this time, but they will be holding a press conference, I believe, in February on their future and what they want for Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. For me, I'm really hoping that this could be the door that NASCAR could use to get back into Canada with their 3 national series. I mean, we have the NASCAR Canada series right now, but that's not a national series right now. And Canadian Tire Motorsports Park was used by NASCAR, I believe, back last in 2020 when the Truck Series ran there. Maybe that was 2019. 2020 was when they stopped racing there. But yeah, I would really like to see Canadian Tire Motorsport Park maybe be the door that opens up NASCAR back into Canada, at least with the 3 national series. I do have a quote from Chris Pfaff, the one of the new partners. He said, quote, "Canadian Tire Motorsport Park is a place with deep heritage and a loyal community. Our team is proud to be its next steward. We're committed to respecting everything that makes Canadian Tire Motorsport Park special today, while building the foundation for an elevated experience in the years ahead. We look forward to sharing more of our vision this February." So yeah, I'm very interested to see what they have planned, and I'm hoping NASCAR will maybe use this new ownership group as a potential door to, again, get back into Canada with the 3 national series. Moving on back over to the Cup Series side of things, it was announced a couple days ago on February 19th that Brad Keselowski broke his leg in a skiing accident, and he did have successful surgery on it and is continuing to look towards Daytona, but now his availability for Daytona is in question, and we've seen this actually happen before. I think Chase Elliott broke his leg in a snowboarding accident when he was out in California in 2023, and that took him out for a good chunk of time. So hopefully this won't keep Brad Keselowski out for too long, and he hopefully won't miss any time. But RFK Racing did release a statement saying that Brad Keselowski did have successful surgery on it, and they expect doctors, I should say, expect a quick and full recovery. And Brad said, quote, "I'm grateful for the medical team who took great care of me and for the support system around me. My attention now is fully on recovery. I'm motivated to get back to full strength as quickly as possible and will work relentlessly for Daytona." And I kind of like the little tweet or X that Brad Keselowski sent out. It said, quote, "Life has a way of reminding you to slow down. Grateful for my family by my side and an excellent medical team for the ability to take a few steps forward today. Focus on Daytona. Bonus, I'm now bionic." Well, it's good to see Brad Keselowski having a little bit of humor and fun with this unfortunate incident, I guess. So hopefully Brad Keselowski won't be out for much time, and hopefully he won't miss Daytona, because Brad Keselowski, a very good super speedway racer. All of his wins, I believe, at least in recent years, have come on super speedways, except for Darlington, but I'm choosing to ignore that. I'm choosing to focus on that Brad Keselowski is a very good super speedway racer. So wishing Brad a speedy recovery, and hopefully he'll be back for Daytona come February. Now, to wrap up this episode here today, I want to talk about some things that came out from the mouth of Chris Rice, the team CEO of Kauling Racing, and he did an interview with Kenny Wallace, and the conversation of NASCAR's next point system came up in this interview, and it was very interesting. Now, I do encourage you guys to go check out the full interview, at least the parts where he did talk about the point system. And one of the things that really stuck out with me was that 75% people are going to love it, apparently, is what Chris Rice said. He did also say that probably about 10% were going to feel neutral about it, and then probably 15% are not going to feel very good about it. He said, quote, so here's the actual exact quote he said. Quote, "We've listened as a sport, and it's going to be great. What I know is I feel like 75% of the people are going to love it, 10% are going to be, okay, and that's going to leave 15% of the people who are going to hate it." Which, I mean, yeah, it's probably pretty accurate. I mean, you can't satisfy every single one. There are some people out there who do truly like the playoff system right now. I'm not one of those, and I know many people who aren't a fan of the current playoff system. But I mean, yeah, not a lot of people are gonna love the playoff system or the new point system that NASCAR may implement, whether it's a new point or full season points format or the chase system. You never know. It's just naturally gonna happen. You're gonna have maybe a good amount of people in this case who are gonna like it, and a good amount of people who probably won't like it. That's just simple human sense and just what generally happens. I mean, maybe some people weren't happy with the chase back when Jimmy Johnson won all those championships or the full season points format. There were people that definitely didn't like it then, and when the playoff system came in, they were like, oh yeah, we love the playoff system. But now, back then, when they saw that they're getting rid of the chase and going to this new playoff system, yeah, there are definitely some chase or full season point truthers who are like, "Oh man, why are you changing it up, guys? Come on." So it's definitely going to happen, and it's not a shock to me that Chris Rice said that. And also, Chris Rice did focus on the big portion of the fan base calling out for the new or the return to the full season points format and what that will have on the younger demographic of NASCAR that NASCAR is trying to rein back into the sport. And he said, quote, the traditional way of doing points will be tough to do in this era because we're looking towards a younger group of people, right? So that's what we got to think about. And another thing that really kind of got his attention was something about his social media. And he said, quote, that ain't exciting to the young guy or the young woman. So we got to make it exciting. And our attention spans, my social media guy says, remember, Chris, 30 seconds long, not 4 hours, 30 seconds. And that is very, very true. I mean, attention spans of people like me, generally, I mean, I'm going to include myself in that because, to be honest, my attention span sometimes isn't always razor sharp. I can watch a full baseball game for the entirety of it, and I can do the same with NASCAR because I'm probably just a weirdo at this point. Anyway, so he's true, and what Chris's social media guy is saying is true, that the attention span of the younger fan base right now is not nearly 4 hours long. It's 30 seconds, and I mean, just look at what content is soaring now. What type of content, at least, is soaring right now? Podcasts like this, as much as I hate to say it, are not really trending up. I mean, 40-minute podcasts, I try to avoid. I try to keep it under 30 minutes if I can. I mean, right now, this one is trending to be towards under 20 minutes, I hope, fingers crossed, as long as I don't ramble. But content like this is kind of starting to fade, and it's really that 1 minute to maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 30-second type of content model. So something like that would not work. So something that you're going to have to really kind of stay focused on, that's probably a downfall of the full season points formats. The fans that really don't have that long attention span, who just want the big exciting one game decider alls like in the NBA or the MLB or the NFL. The NFL is probably a better example because one game decides it all to who moves on in the playoffs. That's what gets the views from the younger audiences, at least nowadays. However, a comment was made by Elite Precision 29 about what F1 and IndyCar are doing. He said, quote, he mentioned that NASCAR can't do a traditional point system nowadays, full season points, because they are trying to appeal to the younger demographic. Dude, have you not looked at the F1 demographic? They run a full season point system and are killing NASCAR in that department. And that is true. I mean, IndyCar and F1 both kill NASCAR, and they do run a full season points format. And I will say, I think it's a little bit different, and it's not fully the full season points format. I think with the full season points format comes superstars, and that's what NASCAR does not have right now because they've been pushing parity. In IndyCar and F1, you're gonna have guys like Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri. You're also gonna have Lando Norris, guys like that. And IndyCar, Joseph Newgarden, Will Power, guys like that. The true dominators of the sport that benefit from the full season points format or are just really, really good over a full season. The guys that dominate, they get the big headlines because they are just pulling away from the rest of the field, separating themselves from everyone else. In NASCAR, they're keeping the parity inward. They're keeping the parity, keeping everyone kind of locked up in this one grouping. So that's the reason why I feel like F1 and IndyCar are maybe getting ahead of NASCAR. It's not just because of the full season points format. I think the full season points format creates the opportunity for superstars, and that's what probably gets F1 and IndyCar ahead. So that's my opinion on that, but I do agree with Elite Precision 29. Look at what F1 and IndyCar are doing. They beat NASCAR, and they are running a full season points format. I can't see how going back to a full season points format, at least to try it out, could hurt NASCAR. If anything, I'm seeing that it could maybe help NASCAR in any way, help those superstars emerge, kill two birds with one stone, satisfy the fan base that you have right now, and help those superstars emerge so you can bring in a younger audience and be like, whoa, look at Kyle Larson. He's absolutely dominating. Whoa, look at Kyle Busch. He's back to form. That's a hypothetical, because at this point in Kyle Busch's career, I don't know if he's going to get back to full form or not, but you see what I mean. Anyway, with Chris Rice saying that 75% of the fan base is going to really love the new format, I'd have to imagine it's what the populace is really demanding for, and that's at least out with the playoff format and winning your in and back to some kind of the chase or the full season points format. I mean, it has to be that, because that's what everyone is at least calling for right now. So anyway, that's what my take on what Chris Rice is. Again, go listen to the full interview. Kenny Wallace doing an interview with Chris Rice, CEO of Kauling Racing. Go check it out. I believe I'll have it linked down in the description below. If not, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just can't do that. Sometimes I forget. Anyway, go check it out. It's really cool. It's on Kenny Wallace's YouTube channel, so go check it out down below. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Talkin NASCAR. Hope you enjoyed this episode, everyone. And if you did and you're listening on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss another episode of this show. If you're listening on any other podcast platforms, please consider following the show so you never miss another upload. And once again, hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. What would give me a very, very, very Merry Christmas if you not only like this show is if you go check out Talkin Sports with Miles and Andrew. We just posted another episode very, very recently, just kind of wrapping up before the Christmas season, get an episode out there. Miles actually joined me once again. He's back. We're back doing some duo episodes, so go check it out. I mean, you have to respect me for that one, guys, because that was kind of clean. I hooked it in there with the cold Christmas spirit. You get what I mean. So that would make me really happy. It would make my Christmas season just even more bright and cheerful, if you know what I mean. Alright, I'll catch you all on the next thing that I do. Have a very Merry Christmas, everybody.